All right, morning everybody. We are in the middle of October and it is definitely an October day today. We are sitting at just about 50 degrees out. It is cloudy, it is brisk, and we haven't done a harvesting video for you guys. So today, Friday, is when we do our harvesting for our market on Saturday. And so we wanted to kind of share with you guys how we go about this, what it looks like, and then what are we still harvesting here in the middle of October. So our market goes from until the end of October, so October 30th is our last day. And we have been blessed that we still have lots and lots of crop that we get to harvest between now and then. So let's go ahead and share you guys with what we're going to be harvesting today and kind of show you how that all works for us. All right, so for the first thing that we're going to harvest today is our cherry tomatoes. And so we have gone through these cherry tomatoes unbelievably amounts of time. But one of the things that has allowed us to continue to receive great cherry tomatoes is that we have been trimming them. And it doesn't look like it for how much greenery we have. But what you can see here, if I look at the stalk, is we have trimmed all of this up all the way to the end here, so that the cherry tomatoes can still send energy to just the tomato itself. And what that's done is it allows us to continue to get new cherry tomatoes that look really good. Now, as we are getting to the end of the season, right, and as the temperatures get colder, the cherry tomatoes will still go. Obviously, they will have sometimes more issues. They won't be as healthy, but they'll still be good. So for us, we still have lots and lots of tomatoes that we need to pick. It also makes it a lot easier for us to be able to pick the cherry tomatoes when you trim them. And so when you take off all the leaves here and here and here, right, it allows us to see the cherry tomatoes a lot easier. So we're going to go ahead and harvest these this morning, and then we'll head over and do our broccoli. All right, so next on the list is the big boy tomatoes. So behind me, what you guys will see here is that we have our big boys. They're still growing, but they're not ripening nearly as fast as they were about a week ago when we had warmer temperatures. We do have lots and lots of green tomatoes, but we don't have many of them that are ripe. Now, I know some people would say, hey, but there's fried green tomato recipes. Absolutely. We have yet to try it, but that is definitely something that we're looking into, maybe cooking with. But you'll also notice that you see a lot of stalks with no leaves on them. And that's because we've done the same thing like the cherry tomatoes. So we've gone ahead and limbed them up so that the energy can go to the big boy tomato instead of the leaves. So what you can see here is that we do still have a lot of leaves. We are selective in how we do cut our leaves, but for our big boy tomatoes, you can see that they are just not ripening as much or as fast as they were before, and that's just because of the temperature change. So we have kind of gotten to the end here. I'm not sure if these are going to ripen. They might if we get a couple of 70-day temperatures with full sun, but right now we're pretty much at the end, so it could be a no-go on this one. We might be trying some fried green tomato recipes. All right, so next on the list is broccoli for us, and so we're gonna go ahead and harvest some broccoli. What that looks like is you have all of these little heads. Now we do have some that are flowering, and technically that's not bad. It just means that the plant has been stressed a little bit and it wants to go ahead and bolt and seed. But we do have all of these little cutlets that are still great little broccolis that we can have. And so we'll go ahead and snip those off. And one of the things that we've had a lot of success with I've talked about before, is that you limb up your broccoli. So as you are harvesting your broccoli, you go ahead and limb it up. So you take out the leaves so that the energy is sending it to the crown itself. And that allows you to continue to get more and more broccoli and good looking crowns. So that is one of the things that we do with our broccoli. It seems to work out really, really well. And we've been able to harvest it all the way up and through October. So these are all original plants that we had from the beginning of the year. You can see we've had some damage lately because of bugs, and that's just because we've had so much rain. Alright, so next on the list is our radishes. We've had a lot of success with radishes. You guys remember from our previous videos, we had a whole row of radishes that we left. So it became a cover crop, and that became just a hot mess. As we get colder here, right, it's time to plant some radishes some more. We went with the cherry bell radishes, which have been really successful for us. We haven't had any issues. They've grown really well, and so I wanted to kind of show you guys that. So here are your radishes, the easiest thing to grow in a garden. And so what you see here is that we have some radishes ready to go. And so let me go ahead and move that. And so you guys can see these are tiny radishes. You can get bigger ones. I'm just gonna leave him there because we'll pick them later. But we do have, you know, they're getting close. They're not almost there, but they're supposed to be small. We didn't want to get the ginormous radishes that a lot of people like. We wanted to try the little guys and see how they do. But yes, we've had a whole bed of radishes. I think we need a couple more days on these guys. I might be able to get maybe a handful out of these. They look a little thin right now, but we'll go ahead and pick the ones that we feel are the best size. They're most like a cherry bell. They're almost like a cherry tomato. They look like a cherry tomato. And we've had a lot of success with them, and really excited. They look really good. Very happy with the greenery on them. But yeah, these are cherry tomatoes. So we'll go ahead and harvest what we can out of these. All right, so let's go ahead and harvest some carrots here. Really excited about our carrots. Remember that these are the carrots from the seed packet that I've talked about before. And so let's go ahead and harvest some carrots. Guess it doesn't want to come out yet. Let me try again. There we go. All right, so that's pretty good looking carrot. Pretty straight, not a lot of issues. So we're gonna go ahead and harvest these. I'm really excited. I love carrots. I eat them every day, all day. And this was the seed packet. So far everything's been looking pretty good. We harvested a whole bunch last week, and they've been looking pretty good. They have a good color to them. Not a lot of issues, which has been really great. And we haven't had any that are stunted or they have little side shoots. So if we go here, just kind of loosen it out, and there you go. So this one might have been a little early, but that's okay. But yeah, we've got some carrots here that we're gonna go ahead and pull out of this bed, and then we'll show you guys our harvest when we're all done. So all right, so we have raspberries. You shouldn't have raspberries, but we have raspberries. And so let's go ahead and show you guys our raspberry going forward here. So Erica's gonna go ahead and cut off a few raspberries. We've been actually still harvesting raspberries, which is kind of crazy. I know you're not supposed to have raspberries this late in the year, but this is our first year with the canes. And so we're gonna go ahead and cut off some raspberries and get those going. I've gotten about a pint over the last week or so. So we have lots and lots of raspberries that we continue to harvest, which has been really fantastic, even though you're not supposed to have any right now, right? Your raspberries should be done, but for some reason ours continue to go. So can't complain. Love raspberries, very tasty, great fruit to have in the garden, easy to grow. And actually we are starting to get raspberry suckers outside of our bin. So let me show you that. Look at that. So we're gonna have to deal with that in just a little bit. All right, so this is how you know that it is October. The winds have picked up, the sun is shining, but it is still cold. So we have a friend here on our spinach cover, a nice little bumblebee. So he's kind of hanging out right now. I'm gonna go ahead and politely move him to the basil, which we still have basil, by the way. And he's kind of just hanging out right now. So let me go ahead and move him and kind of get him to where he needs to be. Yeah, I know, bud. Oh, come on. There you go. Let's get the guy. There you go. There you go. Alright, here you go, bud. Alright. Alright, so he has made it to the basil. He's hanging on. That's good. Alright, so there's a report today on the news on Good Morning America or whatever that they had about bees, and I highly recommend that you guys get bees and do whatever we can to save them, because we need them. Alright, so we got spinach. People who love spinach. I love spinach. Alright, so we have lots of spinach, and so we're gonna go ahead and harvest the spinach out of here. So not hard to do. You just have to cut out the leaves. Now everybody at the store, you know, at the grocery store, loves baby spinach, and baby spinach is really good. The problem is that you have to constantly harvest it to keep it small. So what you do for spinach is really easy. Just take your knife or scissors and you just cut right there, and that's all you do. And you just cut out all the big ones all the way around, leave the little guys, and then next week when we come back, we'll go ahead and harvest the next round. And that's spinach, and that's why spinach is a great crop for the winter time, because it constantly reproduces if you have the right conditions, especially colder weather, which they love tremendously. And so I'll just keep doing this. I'll go down the line and trim out, and we'll put it in our bucket, a little basket here, and then we'll go from there. So that's spinach, pretty easy. All right, so we are at the peas, and like I said earlier, a lot of people don't think to plant peas in the fall, but if you can get them started and get them going, they will produce for you. And we've had a lot of success with fall peas, not as much as the spring, but we've had good success, more than I thought we would. And so Erica here is harvesting some peas for you guys. And this is why a lot of people don't grow peas, is because harvesting them does take time. It takes a lot more time than, say, lettuce or tomatoes, even squash or zucchini, because you have to go through and kind of make judgment decisions as to what looks like a good pea. Obviously you get better with time, and we've gotten really good because we've had so many peas, so we know what it looks like. But you know, it takes a while. It definitely takes a while, because sometimes you see like this looks like a great pea, but then when you look sideways, right, it hasn't filled in yet. It's still pretty new. When you see this guy over here, he looks a lot better. He's a little thicker, and so we're gonna go ahead and take him. And so that's, you know, you just have to be a good judge of what is a pea that is ready to go. Now sometimes you get some deformities in your peas. You get ones that are flat, so they have formed, but they have completely flat. You can almost see through that, right? You can see my shadow of the finger. Unfortunately, this is not going to fill out the way that we want it to, and that's just due to stress, disease. It just didn't form right, or maybe it just didn't pollinate correctly. And so we're gonna go ahead and take these. You know, you can still eat these. They're not bad. You know, you're just not going to get the flavor that you want or expect out of the sugar snap pea. So that happens sometimes. It's not the end of the world. They're still edible, but, you know, it's not ideal. And it's tough to sell in a market when you are trying to sell flat peas like this, right? So that's our peas. And so we're going to go ahead and harvest those. All right, so we are making our way over to the green peppers section. And so we have some green peppers here that we're gonna go ahead. We have some little baby guys that are not ready yet, but we do have some big boys. And so we're gonna go ahead and harvest this guy right here. It's pretty good size. And so Erica's just gonna grab him for a moment. So here we go. We've got our green pepper. And then we have a couple more on this side that we've got. Our peppers have not been as large as we wanted them to be. We didn't just have the success that some of our other market gardener friends had with their peppers. But we have gotten some, and you know, we're happy with what we've gotten so far. Obviously next year we'd like to kind of increase our pepper production. Here, honey. some on this side. We got this big guy down here. We're gonna go ahead and chop that. There you go. It's a little deformed. Still tasty. No big deal. We also are gonna get our green onions. We're not gonna pull these. We always pull these the morning of. And so we'll do a couple bunches for people tomorrow. But we are at the end of our green onions. And so we'll probably pull the rest of them and sell them this weekend. All right, everybody. So we have done some harvesting so far. So I wanted to kind of give you guys an update as to what that kind of looks like. So here we have our whole thing of spinach. We do have some peas that we got going here. Obviously the raspberries. We had some cherry tomatoes. Our broccoli is dwindling down. And then we also have lots and lots of carrots. Now I'm so excited. These are all the seed tape carrots that we planted, and very happy. We still have quite a few to go. Some of them aren't ready yet, but I'm very happy with our carrot production out of those seed tapes. And that was from burpees. So I haven't checked the field yet. I was going to show you guys how to do green beans out there, but so far, yeah, that's the start of our harvest. We still have quite a bit to go, which I'll show you guys here in just a moment. Bumble friend, hanging in there. All right, so let's go ahead and show you guys green beans. All right, so here's what green beans look like. So for those of you that have never done green beans, basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna come in here, you're gonna look underneath, and you're gonna say, hey, look at that green bean. I'm gonna go ahead and cut him. And so this is why I'm hoping that this will give everyone watching this a new appreciation for green beans, because in this row, right, I have to go ahead and go through all of this stuff to find the best green beans ever. And so let me grab my scissors here and my knee pad, and it begins. So we're gonna go ahead and cut green bean, cut another guy, and there you go. So I have my first 2 green beans of this row. I've got 32 feet more to go. What I've noticed is that green beans grow really well on the east side. So this is the east side of the green beans. So this is usually the thicker side. And then on the west side, it's a little less. And so I don't know if that's just because of sun, or my guess is it probably is. But so I'm going to go ahead and get started on this, and then I'll show you guys what the end result looks like. All right, so we have made it through the green beans, and it definitely helps having 2 people. So thank you, Erica, for helping out with the green beans. And so here we go. So for that row of green beans, we have this entire pail full of green beans. So it's about 5 pounds or so. And so now we're gonna go ahead and look at some of the carrots that we have grown in the rows here. I can see that some of them are ready, they're popping up. These look pretty good. So let's see what Erica pulled out of the ground here. That's a solid looking carrot.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with that. So we've got this row of carrots all the way down. Now in the rows, we haven't had the greatest germination, and so that's something that we're going to work on for next year. But what we have been able to grow does grow really, really well. So as long as we can get our germination going, I think we'll be good for next year. Because we've had a little bit of luck with germination in the raised garden beds, which makes sense. All right, so we have made it inside to the wash pack station, which is currently the kitchen. We are going to be designing a wash pack station outside on the porch, which will make it a lot easier for us, but we're not there yet. So we got to make do with what we do have. And so wanted to kind of show you guys how we kind of set everything up. So we have our spinach here. We've got our carrots, more carrots. We've got some broccoli, raspberries, green peppers. We've got more broccoli over here. We also have our green beans that you guys just saw. We have our cherry tomatoes that we've picked up, and then our big boys that we picked a couple of days ago. And so this is where all the magic happens. So we'll wash it off, get it all ready, and then get it in its quarts and tubs for tomorrow.